Every year, thousands of Brits leave the UK in search of a dream in Europe.
Look at that sunrise now, beautiful.
I could almost die and go to heaven, and this is what it would be like.
There's sunshine, scenery and a great quality of life. But all this has to be paid for.
Yes, we bought a house!
So to fund the dream,
This is part of our working day now.
Brits are jumping in and starting up businesses.
There's absolutely no way that we can host a wedding in this monkey.
On this brand new series, we follow a fresh wave of expats.
She's like a pregnant Hollywood star.
Running B&Bs and boats in Spain.
It's another day in the office.
Vineyards and villas in France.
One day you might be drinking that.
But will they make it? Or break it?
If we don't start getting bookings, it's going to be a bit of a problem.
It's all a learning curve.
And will these new expats find happiness in the sun?
This could be a new life in the sun for us.
Today, can two English estate agents
We love wine.
turn their passion into profit in rural France?
C'est meilleur ça, en France.
I ain't got a clue what that was.
A new dream life for one young couple.
Something like this in the UK would be well out of our reach, wouldn't it?
Oh, completely.
But will their new guest house be a success?
We're going to work day and night, as long as it takes.
And flying high. However, will this thrill seeker be brought down to earth with a bump?
If you ask 100 people, I reckon maybe 90 will say they don't want to paraglide, but it's that 10 people that I want to try and get. And they are here.
France has some of the finest vineyards in the world, and the choice of wine to sample is extraordinary. From a Cabernet Sauvignon in Bordeaux to the famous Malbec in Cahors, connoisseurs are spoilt for choice. It's this heritage and history that has persuaded two estate agents to sell up everything and move here.
We love wine.
Rob Brimfield and Steve McMahon have just said goodbye to Hereford and bonjour to the tiny French village of Puisigan, close to Saint-Emilion.
It's the centre of the universe where wine's concerned.
Biggest producer in the world, best quality in the world. I don't think that's
And this is right at the heart of it all.
So now these two wine lovers have decided to follow their dream
Cheers.
by turning their passion into a business.
Come on.
For 5 years we ran a estate agents and letting business and realised it's not really what we wanted. We needed something that had that word life in the title. So we sold it and we had no idea where we were going. You can say something now because I'm boring after a while.
I found you very interesting.
Oh, did you? Okay, I'll keep going then.
Rob and Steve are planning to take the French on at their own game by making and selling their own wine. They recently bought Clovia Rocher, a 20-acre estate which comes with 2 houses. It cost less than €500,000. An equivalent business in the UK would likely be well over 3 million.
We saw loads of derelict properties, little gîte complexes that were in the right place but the wrong complex. And as a bit of a wild card, the agent said, come and have a look at this place. And that was it. We stood in the corner over there, looked down over at the lot and said, this is it, isn't it?
But the problem is, Rob and Steve have never done anything like this before, and there's a lot at stake.
There are some very big financial risks with your harvest. If it doesn't work, you're looking at thousands gone just through a silly mistake.
And it all starts now for these wine novices. It's May, 5 months until harvest, and work to get the best crop is underway.
So this tiny one here, you're just going to pinch it away, and those should produce good full bunches of juicy grapes.
Rob and Steve will need to keep a close eye on the vines until harvest to ensure they get a decent yield. It's hard enough for experts. For first-timers, it's a huge challenge.
Knowledge-wise, it's more from a book and I suppose a little bit of knowledge which has fast become, not a lot of knowledge, but it's a fast learning curve on on what needs to be done. And then you've always got the visit to the hospital because you hit yourself on the head with the post rammer, putting in new fence posts, missed the top of the post and managed to clunk myself on the head. So that was 3 hours in A&E and 2 stitches, but part and parcel of it.
Tending the vines will be a 7-day-a-week job for Steve and Rob.
Ranston, good boy.
But they also need to renovate this dilapidated farmhouse. This stone house will soon be Rob and Steve's new home.
That facade's beautiful now, isn't it?
It is.
Today they're on site to check on progress.
The joys of having a craftsman on site rather than just a builder. Alan's a really good stonemason and he make it look amazing with what seems no effort.
As well as restoring the original French stonework, the inside has been gutted, but it's taking time.
We're only a month behind schedule so far, which is, as timescales on this sort of project go, probably not too bad. We can't grumble, we've got a nice view to look at as we see it all develop and change from a pile of stones into something that's really good.
This is going to be our kitchen. So in the next week we'll be bringing in all the kitchen furniture and installing that in its position, and my beautiful cooker.
But all these renovations will cost money. Steve and Rob need to get cash coming in as well as going out. So now they plan to sell last year's harvest, which could bring in thousands of euros. But first they need to bottle it. The Costa Blanca began booming as a tourist destination in the 1950s. Since then, 2 million tourists flock here every year to sample this piece of Spanish paradise. Whether it's extreme water sports that float your boat, sunbathing in the sunshine, or taking a dip in the crystal clear waters of the Mediterranean. The 100 kilometres of coastline here really does have something for everyone. Amongst the holidaymakers, there are those people who are lucky enough to call this home. Couples like Joe Reed and his wife Jolene, who are originally from Torquay.
Personally, I love it. You've got the weather to be able to go out on a daily basis and enjoy the weather, enjoy the outside. You've got the countryside here as well, you're right on the coast.
The restaurants, the food, the Spanish culture.
Yeah, for sure.
Just the lifestyle. You get up and it's sunny and it puts a smile on your face.
Jolene's a professional singer. So the region's top nightlife was also a big draw.
And of course you've got the entertainment capital of Europe, which is Benidorm. And I wanted to be part of that scene, you know, because it is fantastic there. You've got so many shows and people on holiday and it's great.
Though Jolene is making a go of things, Joe is struggling to find the right business that works for him.
So about 3.5 to 4 hour walk, it's going to be about 10 kilometres and there's no rush whatsoever.
His latest venture, hill walking in the searing heat, hasn't been bringing in enough clients.
I mean, in the peak of the day, it can be way too hot to go out walking.
So Joe's now hoping to get a new idea off the ground.
Woo!
A paragliding business.
Amazing, eh? The Costa Blanca is one of the most amazing places to paraglide because it's so scenic, it's so beautiful, you're right on the coast, and there's a lot of takeoff points as well. So it's perfect.
Spain is Europe's second most mountainous country after Switzerland. Meaning paragliding is both accessible and exhilarating.
I found a niche market here, and I think if I work hard at it, if I put 100% into it, there's absolutely no reason why not it cannot work. There's no reason at all.
The couple have now invested their savings in the new paragliding venture. So to continue living the life they love, it must succeed.
I'm not interested in the money side of things for now because I've got Joe working in Benidorm. So no, money's not a problem. No, but yeah.
You can survive on one wage here.
Yeah,
basically.
you can. And I've got you working like a donkey, so good girl.
Yeah, you have actually.
No.
That's got to change.
The busy tourist season is about to get underway and Joe needs bookings. Time to get the word out about his new venture.
I bought 6A boards and it cost me £278. Yeah, that was including the postage from the UK as well. But they were definitely the cheapest I found, nice and light, and they seem really good. They'll do the job for sure. As long as it doesn't get too windy. Yeah, I think they're good.
With so many businesses vying for that tourist trade, room on the pavement is tight.
Don't know where we're going to put it, if you want to leave it up here just the time being.
Perfect, sounds good. I know you got a lot of boards, but maybe when there's a bit of space.
That'll do for there
Just
anyway.
there, yeah? Perfect.
But will the people of Benidorm be ready to swap sandy beaches for the open skies?
How about yourselves, ladies and gents? Paragliding, what do you think? Is that something you'd want to try? No? What do you think to paragliding? Is that something that you think you'd try at all? No? Scared of heights? Yeah?
I'm bad enough in a lift, never
If you ask 100 people, I reckon maybe 90 will say they don't want to paraglide, but it's that 10 people that I want to try and get. And they are here.
This is Joe's dream. He's not going to give up without a fight.
I am up against quite a lot. And they're established as well, the vast majority of them. But there's always room for one more, especially when it comes to paragliding.
And it isn't long before his persistence pays off.
What do you think? Would you do something like that, paragliding?
Yeah. How much is that a going?
€90, that's in August.
Yeah, that's cheap.
Yeah, it is. It's one of the cheapest prices in the whole of Europe, to be honest.
So when's that opening up?
Every single day, it's already open.
Can't see that failing, not failing.
Yeah, nice one.
Yeah. Cheers.
Cheers, mate. Thank you. As soon as he saw that picture, he stopped right away and wanted to know more information. This is the way to do it.
The signs are promising, but now interest is rising about this new venture. Can Joe bring in the customers? Deep in the heart of rural France, the countryside is breathtaking, with stunning views and landscapes as far as the eye can see. And purchasing a slice of this idyll is much cheaper than you may think.
Do you get value for money in France? Yes, you do.
This stunning 5-bed traditional French house could be yours for around £315,000. It comes with a private pool and is set in 2.5 acres of land.
Something like this in the UK, you're probably talking £600,000, and that's possibly without the swimming pool.
One couple lucky enough to be living in a beautiful property in southern France are Sam and Andrew Ledwith.
I don't know if it is alcoholic, actually.
Find out after a couple more.
They swapped a semi in Leicestershire for the village of Puy-l'Evêque in the Lot Valley, a department in the Midi-Pyrénées.
Everyone heads to the Dordogne mainly, but the Lot Valley is undiscovered.
It's absolutely stunning.
No matter how many times we've walked around, we always find somewhere that we've not seen. There's always a little hidden street or a hidden viewpoint like this.
It's quite a calm, peaceful place to come to.
They've just finished renovating this stunning farmhouse, set in 12.5 acres of land.
Something like this in the UK would be well out of our reach, wouldn't it?
Oh, completely.
For a lot of people, yeah.
You get a lot more for your money in France.
I wouldn't even cut the grass back in the UK. Look how much grass we've got now. So.
Yeah, and the wildlife that we have here, you don't see that every day in the UK.
The farmhouse is divided to create their own 3-bed accommodation and a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom luxury guest suite. They're hoping this will give them an income so they can spend the rest of their lives in France.
Growing up, I would never have dreamt of being in a French countryside, living my days here, like not a chance. To see myself like now, I've never dreamt of it being here. It's a nice dream being here, isn't it?
But despite loving the life, this was never part of their grand plan. This was actually Sam's father's long-term dream, one he sadly never realised.
My dad was quite ill with cancer and he was having his treatment here, and unfortunately he passed away last year. Following on from that, Andrew and I decided that we were going to come out here and give it a go.
Sam left her career as a shoe designer, and fire prevention officer Andrew quit his job to continue the legacy.
At the minute we haven't got an income, and all the money's getting pumped into the house of renovations and stuff, so if it doesn't pay off, where are we going to be? You know, it is a
We will have to
it's
leave
a worry,
and
but
go back to the UK. And we don't want to do that, so we're going to give it everything we can.
Now there's no turning back. Their first guests are booked to arrive in just 5 weeks' time.
let go of that one. Hold the ladder. That's it. Don't spike yourself.
I try not to.
And though most of the work in the gîte is complete, Sam and Andrew have left the biggest job until last.
So we've started the pool.
At the minute, it still looks like a building site, which it is. So once the first guests arrive, we don't want them turning up to a building site. So it's pressure, but it's good pressure because you know it's.
We work well under pressure, don't we?
Yeah, well, yeah, we've got to, haven't we? So.
The pool will be 10 by 5 metres, and they're hoping to halve the €30,000 costs by doing most of the work themselves.
We started this morning with cementing into the blocks. And how many have we done? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we've still got about another 100 blocks to fill. So it's going to be intense. We're going to have to work quicker.
We would never do this in the UK, and having this opportunity to come out here and say we've built our own pool, it'll be a fantastic achievement. If we can do this, then we'll feel like we can do anything.
Guests will be splashing out over €1,000 for a week's stay, so Sam and Andrew must deliver.
We're going to work day and night, as long as it takes. People have paid to come on holiday and stay with us, and they're expecting a pool, so they're going to get a pool. It'll be worth it when it's done.
In a tiny French village between Bordeaux and Bergerac, 2 expats believe they may have found the perfect place to spend the rest of their lives.
I've got his plot picked out over there, so it's fine. Some days it feels as if it should be sooner rather than later, but generally when the time comes, we can curl up our toes and pop in the soil over here, it'll be fine.
There's people that will investigate if I go missing early.
Rob and Steve are just entering their first season as vineyard owners and hope to continue a local tradition making Côte de Bordeaux. But that's just the start of their plans. Steve and Rob have a long-term project to turn the old farmhouse they're living in into a luxury gîte, but it is currently anything but.
The kitchen, which we basically managed to live in most of the time really, with our wonderful cooker that has got 2 temperatures, that's on and off.
It's a campsite, isn't it?
It's a campsite.
For us. We're just, in our head, we're camping.
And they're also renovating another house, which will hopefully become their new dream home. It's now June, and the couple should have moved in 2 months ago.
You need the lights for it.
The whole house is now being plastered, but they're facing an ever-growing snagging list.
There's mushrooms growing on the wall.
Okay.
Today, the builders are on site.
This is what we call our petit cave, or our pantry really. Because it's slightly below level, we're having to combat the moisture in the soil and the rock. I suppose it's ideal for a little bit of fungal growth.
In the kitchen, the units are in place, but there has been a problem with Steve's pride and joy.
Our first cooker arrived flat in the back of the delivery lorry, smashed. We're still smiling, aren't we?
Barely.
And that's not the only appliance issue.
We could not find, for love nor money, a tumble dryer over here that was integrated. There are hundreds and thousands of tumble dryers of all shapes and sizes, but do they have one that goes under the counter that takes a drawer? No, so we've had to buy an English one and have it shipped over, so that's due this week.
Rob and Steve are also building a wine tasting room and shop. But are these former estate agents more at home selling than renovating?
You have to take those off and redo it. I don't want the wires exposed. The wire's going over the wood to join the mechanism of the light. And it's fitted onto a wooden beam. You could have easily just drilled holes through and fed the wires through the back of the light fitting.
Steve's definitely the perfectionist. I'm a little bit more, but it looks clean, it looks tidy, it's nearly in the right place, surely that will do.
I'm the one with the attention to detail, it's true.
But it seems the local tradesmen are struggling with his attention to detail.
de prendre la connection, We do try and make as much effort as possible speaking French. Our French is terrible. Okay. Nous voudrons un trou dans le bois.
He doesn't want to put the wire through because, oh, you're drilling a hole in wood to put a cable through, you shouldn't do it.
With costly renovations underway, Rob and Steve need to start earning an income. Along with the vineyard, the couple also purchased 2,500 litres of last year's harvest, a great asset which could get the cash flowing.
Everything is artisan, it's traditional, it's done by hand. We're here to do every stage of the process. You do have to taste as you go along, which is really difficult. None of us like it, but you have to be forced.
The tasting's the good bit. It's the swallowing bit of it is the problem. That's where you come unstuck. After a while you decide, do I? No, and you do drink it.
It's mid-afternoon and 3,500 empty bottles have just arrived ready for tomorrow's bottling.
It's too far forward now.
It's fine, you'll just line it up with the other case, Steve.
I like things done very precisely.
But Steve spotted a problem.
When are the corks coming?
Should be here today sometime. What we want now is everything to be ready and no corks.
Rob and Steve have booked a bottling machine to turn up in the morning. But will that be redundant if the corks don't arrive? Clovia, where Sam Ledwith and her husband Andrew are hoping to realise her late father's dream of running a holiday cottage business.
Was bought as a derelict farm, so a lot of time and energy and money has been pumped into this house. And he died at the age of 56, so he didn't really have the opportunity to come here and enjoy it at its full. So for guests to come out and really enjoy what my dad did and what we've done, how we've finished it off, it would just be so satisfying, so rewarding, and it really, really, really means so much. So.
Though the house is now perfect for guests, Sam and Andrew have been battling hard to finish the pool, a vital part of this new business and something they must complete.
The guests that have booked with us, they work hard and they spend most of the year looking forward to coming out and spending some relaxing time with the families.
Family time, yeah.
And if they came here and it was like, it's okay, we'd be gutted, wouldn't we? Because that means we haven't done our job of what we've set out to do.
For the past 6 weeks, Sam and Andrew have worked day and night. From building the pool, to rendering the walls, and then landscaping the surrounding area. It has been a full-on job. And now, with a little help from a local tradesman, it's finally finished.
I'm feeling so relieved. You?
Yeah. Relieved, but a bit more excited now than relieved.
Yeah, really excited. We've spent, a year getting to this point, and look at what we've achieved. It's fantastic. I'm really proud.
It's now mid-July. The big day is finally here. In a few hours, their first ever guests will arrive, but there's still a sizable to-do list.
That is my dust catcher. Nice and neat.
Andrew's got to put up a mirror. We've got to give the shower another clean over.
Yes.
Pop some hangers up. And get the welcome pack ready, so we're nearly there.
Sam and Andrew are aiming their 3-bedroom gîte at the luxury end of the market, so they've got high standards to meet.
Oh, tuck it in. Tuck it in.
Tuck what in?
That pillar thing.
With the guests' arrival imminent, will the next room pass muster?
Let's do the walk-in test.
What's the walk-in test?
Ah, it's floppy there.
Come on, you need to clean that up.
Yeah.
The house is now ready for their first ever guests.
All closed up and secure, so nice and private and contained for our guests who'll be arriving in 20 minutes. Ah!
There's one finishing touch remaining for their new pool.
It's taking forever.
going to be good when the guests turn up and covered in sweat. Hi!
I ain't doing that other one. That's for sure.
The couple have spent the last year completing the renovations Sam's late father started. They now have a stunning 3-bedroom home and a luxurious holiday cottage.
It's all a bit much now, isn't it? Because it's all happened, it's finished, and it's just amazing.
He'd be so proud of what we've both achieved, wouldn't he? It's just a shame he's not here to see it.
I think he would be really proud.
Finally, this holiday home is open for business.
You all right?
Hello.
How was your journey?
Oh, you too. I'm Sam.
I'm Andrew.
Friends away already.
Very much so, yeah.
Nice to meet you. This is your gaff then for the next week.
Wow, not bad.
Weather's
That's a good reaction.
Yeah.
That's what we want. Yeah.
David and his wife Louise are holidaying with their 2 children and their partners. The family have paid over €1,100 to stay for a week in the 3-bedroom gîte.
So can I get anyone a drink? Glass of champagne? Yeah.
Why not?
Really hot.
Incredible, absolutely incredible. I mean, the quality of the build that they've done is amazing, and I mean, the view itself really is a picture postcard. Well, happy holidays.
Yeah, cheers guys, welcome.
We was hoping for a good reaction, but
That was
just
absolutely
like,
fantastic. Fantastic group of people, lovely family. And they were just
Can't
so
stop
pleased
grinning.
with the place.
I
David even said we've excelled ourselves, so
Job well done.
I'm so happy.
It's an emotional climax to what's been a difficult journey for Sam and Andrew.
Let's do a cheers to my dad as well.
Yeah.
Cheers to Dad. Cheers.
On the Costa Blanca, ex-soldier Joe Reed is desperately trying to get his dream paragliding business off the ground in one of the most beautiful parts of Spain.
So here we are, Agost. Alicante over in the distance there, you've got the Mediterranean, and you've got this nice little ridge line which is really good for soaring, for the pilots. It's just an experience never to be forgotten.
The business will be run from Joe's home. His office, a sun-drenched patio. It's now the start of the tourist season and he needs to hit the road.
I'm just basically going to see if the van starts now. Every now and then it starts, but then in the mornings, if it's been running, maybe it'll start for the next hour or so.
Joe needs his van to ferry customers to and from the paragliding site.
Fingers crossed. No, it's not going to start. Come on. Nah, I don't think it's going anywhere, is it? Right, I'll give it a push, I think. Nah, it's not going to happen, is it? Nearly give myself a hernia then.
Joe's plan B is to reverse the van and hope to jumpstart it on the hill. But it's ready, steady, stop.
There's no power steering, even though the engine's running. So, success, I'm not sure. For me, because I don't really know that much about it, it's like a computer. If you have a fault with it, you just turn it off and put it back on, and it normally sorts the problem out. So I'm kind of hoping it could be the problem here. So I'm going to turn it off now and try and start it again.
Joe decides to give it one last try. If it doesn't start now, he'll have to arrange a tow.
Thank God that started. You know, that was starting to get to me then, you know? It was going to go too far.
At last, Joe is on his way to the garage, but it's only when his van gets fixed that he'll be able to see his business up and running. So for now, Joe is back to relying on his wife for an income.
It's a nightmare really. I mean, I need the van. I've got clients waiting. Someone messaged me this morning wanting to paraglide. I'll have to find out now if they've got their own transport. It's just, yeah, it's just annoying. We'll just have to suck it and see. There's nothing I can do. It's completely out of my hands.
Joe can't afford to hire another vehicle, so he'll just have to wait for the garage to fix his van. So for now, it's back to the street to promote his paragliding. Hopefully this will mean he can hit the ground running. Puy-l'Évêque, situated in the Midi-Pyrénées. It's here where Sam and Andrew Ledwith are starting their new lives running their own holiday accommodation.
I've got some wire that we can nail in at the top to guide them up.
I like that we can nail in. Doing me.
You're tall.
It's 7 days since their first ever guests arrived, and today is another big occasion. Because as one set of guests leave, they need to prepare for the next to arrive.
It's been a fantastic week, hasn't it?
Yeah, brilliant week. We've been sort of buzzing all week from Saturday.
Our first guests have been amazing, haven't they? They've just been so
nice. It's
lovely,
nice,
just
genuine
lovely
people.
Really good group of people. It's just been a pleasure to have stay with us, really, haven't they?
But having never worked in hospitality before, have Sam and Andrew been able to pull off their new careers as holiday hosts?
Oh, it's wonderful, absolutely wonderful. Too short, but other than that, great. Yeah, had a fabulous time. Recommend it to anybody, really would. We'll come back, definitely.
Oh,
it's been a pleasure.
Yeah, pleasure meeting you.
It's the best feedback they could have hoped for. The promise of returning customers and a glowing review will help to put their business on the map.
I feel like my mum. I feel like I should say, give us a ring when you get in. Make sure you're all right. Au revoir. Until next time.
Good luck with everything.
That's the extent of my French.
There's no time for sentiment. The gîte is booked up throughout the summer and their next guests are due in a matter of hours.
Today is all about getting ready for our next guests.
Yeah,
So plenty of cleaning.
Yeah. You ready?
Yeah.
You got your rubber gloves?
And Andrew's thought of a sweetener to speed up the process.
Hopefully a bit of time by the pool then, if we get it all right.
Well, yeah, if we do.
That's our reward. That's our incentive today then.
Yeah.
Smash it out, get around the pool.
Brilliant.
It's all hands to the pump so they can finally get to enjoy the pool they've worked so hard on.
Would you mind hoovering this as well? Please.
Right, bossy.
I think I'm more particular about my cleaning than Andrew is. I'm a bit of a perfectionist.
We set the standard on the first one, so it's got to be that same standard every week, so I couldn't think of anything worse myself to go into somewhere on holiday and it's dirty.
Andrew?
Yo!
Would you mind helping me with something, please?
Was it some sort of bug?
Yeah.
Come here, little fella.
Try not to kill him.
Oh! No, don't. Now don't come back.
You're free!
Well done.
Every time. Yeah, busy morning.
Yeah, we finished our first changeover, which went really well. Well done.
Yeah.
And as the weather's beautiful, we're
Blue
gonna
skies today, so
yeah,
we're gonna
go
make the most of it before the guests get here, the next set of guests, and
Yeah.
just have a little splash around the pool, aren't
bit
we?
of relaxation.
It's been a great start to the season for Sam and Andrew. Now they just need to keep it up. The stunning vineyards of southwest France.
Which side are you doing?
I'll do anywhere, you know me, I'll just get in the way.
It's here where English expats Rob and Steve are risking their life savings to give the locals a run for their money by producing their own top quality wine.
It's been able to touch and feel and just kind of stop and just enjoy what's around you.
You sound like a hippie, Rob.
Today there's another first for these two winemakers, bottling 2,500 litres of last year's Côte de Bordeaux.
Bonjour, monsieur. Bonjour, monsieur. Ça va?
This has to be done on site, so they've hired a mobile machine that will bottle the wine.
Oui.
They've got a mammoth task ahead with 3,500 bottles to be filled.
Okay.
But there's no sign of Rob.
I'm the one that supposedly takes a long time in the shower, but I don't know. We'll see.
Job 1, installing the mobile bottling plant in the recently renovated tasting room.
It's a new concrete floor, so I don't want it damaged.
Good morning, people.
But at least Rob's arrived to lend a hand.
I'm the slow getter-upper, so I'm told. Leave it there, I think. Least said the better.
And thankfully, the long-awaited bespoke corks have also turned up.
Corks arrived 6:30 last night, so a few kind of heart murmurs later, we were all right, so that's good.
Get this right, and Rob and Steve could add thousands of euros to the pot. So to give them the best chance of success, wine consultant Serge is on site to offer top tips.
He speaks a little English. Tu parles un petit anglais.
Tout petit peu, little English.
Which makes our communication absolutely flawless, because we kind of speak such good French, and his English is perfect. We have no problem communicating, ever.
The wine has been kept in this huge vat for the last 18 months. It's now ready to drink. But they need to bottle quick, otherwise it could spoil.
A moment of truth.
The floor! I hope he's paying for that. Bottle gone in there.
Each bottle is worth €8. With funds tight, every drop counts.
The wine tasting room is inaugurated with a spillage of wine.
Final checks complete.
We have liftoff.
Let the filling and corking of 3,500 bottles begin.
It's really nice when you see it like this. Even better when it's sold.
But as Steve worries about the profit, Rob's drinking it.
This is purely technical. At 9:10 in the morning, you do not normally have a glass of red wine. You normally drink it straight from the bottle.
C'est meilleur ça, en France.
I ain't got a clue what that was.
While Rob is on quality control, perfectionist Steve's on packing.
It's really important how you stack these cases. If you don't stack them right, the weight of them as they become higher and higher in the cases can break the bottles underneath.
As the bottles pile up, it really is all hands to the pump.
That's what comes to drinking at 9:10 in the morning.
At the end of the day, 3,500 bottles have been filled without any mishaps. Or maybe not.
Hey! Scratched all the floor up. It's coming out your wages, you know that.
You do feel proud that you've kind of gone from a total novice to actually producing something.
So the next step is to get them all labelled up and looking beautiful, ready for sale.
And try and get them out there.
And that means heading to a local market.
À votre santé.
Bon courage.
À la santé du Clovia Rocher.
Oui, oui.
Where their basic French is really going to be put to the test. Former soldier Joe Reed is trying to set up a paragliding business on the Costa Blanca.
Once I'm flying people, I thoroughly love it. I love it so much.
But he's recently hit turbulence because the van he uses to take clients up into the mountains has been out of action.
I've committed everything. I got some savings. I've put all that money into it already. And even my wife, she's committed to it 100% as well, because she's the breadwinner at the moment, and she's got enough faith in this to allow me, if you like, to put all I've got into this.
Joe's budget can't stretch to hire a replacement van, so instead he's been spending his time promoting the business. And now, after weeks of waiting, Joe's people carrier has finally come home.
We've got her back. She's at the garage. She's been in there for about 4 weeks and she's like a brand new van.
Fixing it cost over €1,000, so he's now got to get customers quickly. As luck would have it, a booking has come in.
Tomorrow we've got 5 people flying in our Agos location, so I really needed the van back, and thank God I got it back yesterday. So still quite short notice, but I had to do it. I had to take the risk, and hopefully it'll pay off. I just got to hope for the weather's going to be all right, because the wind's starting to come from a different direction because it gets a little bit stormy with the hot weather out here.
It's the next day. Joe has 5 customers booked in for a flight. But if the wind isn't right, he could miss out on the €450 fee.
Some people want to go there and want to fly straight away, but it's not like that. This is paragliding, you've got to appreciate the weather. It's a little bit too turbulent at the moment, so it's up to you. Have a drink here, chill, relax. You can go for a walk around the town, do whatever you want to do.
It's late afternoon, and thankfully the news is good. The air turbulence has dropped and holidaymakers Sebastian and Benjamin are about to take their maiden flight.
I wasn't nervous at the start of this day, but when I came up here, I could feel my fingers tingling. So.
Countdown.
Okay, first of all, the pilot will be stood behind you, okay? You're going to feel a tug. When he brings the chute up above him, you'll feel pressure pulling you backwards.
Okay.
When you feel that pressure, you've got to step back with it. Don't fight it, okay? So just step back, okay? And then you want to keep looking forward at all times, okay? And then what you'll hear from the pilot is when he's ready, he'll want you to start running, okay? So all you need to do is listen to the pilot. And when he says run, or corriere, run, then you just run in that direction, okay? But most importantly, have fun and enjoy it, okay, man? The chute's come up now.
At last, after so many weeks of waiting and hoping.
Yeah, that's good. Run.
Woo! Joe's paragliding business has liftoff.
Even my heart's going. Amazing, eh? I want to be up there now, chomping at the bit. Good takeoff as well, fantastic. It's all going to plan.
We are flying!
But weather and van trouble means Joe's had a slow start to the season.
It's amazing, very beautiful.
Will he be able to keep his dream business airborne? Next time.
Merci.
Will Sam and Andrew find a way to make their holiday business pay?
C'est bon. We've been living off our savings, haven't we? Which are coming to an end.
Can Steve and Rob
This takes coordination.
get their latest vintage to the fair on time?
What did it do then? Oh, you beggar! And we were going so well.
And after a rocky start,
We got caught in the tree.
can Joe keep his paragliding dreams alive?
That would be a big disappointment, having to go
God,
back
it'd
to
be
the UK.
devastating.
Could you imagine having to look for a job and be part of the rat race?